Good morning and happy Friday. I'm going to try to do some stuff around the house today. I thought I'd bring you along with me. We'll see how it goes if I can splice it together. My dog's patiently waiting for me to take him for a walk. We got our first load of laundry done. I got another one down in the dryer right now. I just lay everything out on the table, and then every person has to put away their pile when they get home. So I have to put my tomatoes outside. I started herding them off yesterday. So I'm going to get my tomatoes on the front step, but because it's Friday, I'm going to fertilize them. So I just mixed up some fertilizer, very, very weak fertilizer. These are just baby plants. So I'm going to fertilize, get them out on the step, take Mr. Skipper out for a walk, and then when we come back, I will take you through everything we're going to try to get done today. And we'll see how this goes. I'm not very good at remembering to film things. All right, well, we just got back from our walk. It's about 10 o'clock. We did about an hour and a half. So I just came out and opened up the greenhouse. And this is the stuff that's been staying out here. So it's all my perennial herbs and lettuces and stuff. So I am going to give everything a fertilize. Very weak fertilizer, just like downstairs. And then I also need to water these. I'm trying something different. I'm trying to do my beets in on a tray. I always just direct sow, but where I'm using that new fabric, I kind of want to try to do it this way. I will see how it works. It might not work. If worst case scenario, I'm out one package of beet seeds, which was $1.89. Our celery is starting to put on. Celery is such a slow grower. All right, so yeah, I'll just come in here and fertilize everything. And I just put coffee on. So I'll probably sit down and take a break and have a cup of coffee after this. Chill with the doggy inside for 20 minutes or so. Oh, there's a little spider right here. There we go. There he is. Yeah, just get this stuff fertilized and go in and have my coffee. And then it'll be time to get some gardening done. Where did I put my watering can? All right, so I'm now caffeinated. I'm back outside. So I haven't touched these rows at all yet. This is a section I'm working on today. So this year I'm trying this woven ground cover. I've never used it before, but I'm going to try to cover the rows with the fabric, but then still do the pathways in wood chips. So I've formed up my rows already. I did this Tuesday. So I have 1, 2, 3 rows to cover. And then this whole section over here by the fence is going to be landscape fabric right up to the fence. So this is what I'm working on right now. I'm going to try to get these all covered. And I've got probably an hour and a half or so until lunch, but I might just work until hubby gets home, so that might be closer to 2 hours. And then hopefully I'll have time to get started weeding this area. Look how great these rhubarb are coming in. Yeah, so these rows are formed too. These also need to be covered with landscape fabric. This little one here as well. And these three, one bed there, and then these two beds are going to be potatoes. So I don't want to do potatoes under the landscape fabric, I'm not thinking. So I think I'm going to go collect some seaweed, hopefully tomorrow, to plant my potatoes. All right, I'll take you along as I'm going through, and I'll see how far I get. All right, so it's just about 20 after 12. This is where I am. I got this row covered in wood chips. I got this row covered in wood chips. The issue I'm having is my slight breeze, which is lovely because it's keeping the bugs down, is also floating this up and shifting it. So I just went downstairs and I went into the scrap recycling pile, and I just grabbed some of these shorty lengths of copper wire, and I'm going to try to put a couple pins in it and just see if that gives me enough time to get the wood chips. It's just because I'm working by myself, so it's yeah, I only have so many arms. I do have like things holding it down. There's some trampoline poles down there. It's a piece of wood, and then I'm leaving the next one attached. But yeah, so I'm just going to poke these in sparingly, but hopefully enough that this stops blowing up on me, because I'm getting very frustrated. There's a little robin over there. You probably can't see him. It's too much stuff over there. That's where our squash tunnel is going. See, this is what keeps happening. Very frustrating, and then it's all wrinkly. See how this one is? So weather will settle it down, but just to get the wood chips on, I'm going to pin it every so often. All right, so it is 1:30. I just checked. So this corner, I'm not going to put wood chips down, but this is all pinned down. Pinning them down. I should have done that from the beginning. So 1, 2, 3. We're supposed to only have 4 rows, but this row, I'm going to bring the fence right to here, and then I'll only plant in the front half of it. Might be all my lettuce and stuff there. So that's how she's looking. Not bad progress for the morning. And hopefully this stuff works, because it's pretty easy to work with and it looks really nice. Well, the garden always looks nice when it's first done, and then the weeds take over. So that section, this all still needs to be weeded, and I won't be putting anything down over here besides just refreshing the wood chips. And then I'll take you through where I'm starting next. The black flies are really bad. We had a tiny little rain shower. Tiny rain shower, like 5 minutes. Sorry, it's just some bikes going by. So a little 5-minute rain shower was enough to bring these bugs out like mad. So yeah, those are my potato rows. That's just staying as is. This will be refreshed as wood chips. Like, it's not too bad, the weeds over here. Quite a few dandelions, but I'll just do my best. I don't want to take out weeds and disrupt what's growing. Yeah, so those 2 rows are done. And then I'm going to landscape fabric this one. That one's staying open because it's going to be potatoes. This is going to be my peppers along here. So this is where I'm going to go next. And by that time, the kids should be home. So I'll have to do, how was your day after school snack visit. And then I'm going to start working on this. My husband is home from work, but he's having a little rest. Even though it was a half day, it was still exhausting. So he's resting now before the kids get home. And we'll see what he feels like doing. He might want to continue doing his project, putting in a base for a shed, or he might want to help me get this cucumber tunnel up. We'll see how he's feeling, and I can always bounce back and forth. But yeah, this is looking great. All right, 1:30. So we still have lots of daylight left, but things do get more complicated once the kids are home. Anyway, I'm gonna go get a drink of water and get rid of these black flies for a minute because they are killing me. I gotta pin down this corner. I've just been using those wire scraps. Works perfect. So maybe I'll do that before I head in, just so the wind doesn't rip this one up, because these two aren't pinned down, but these three are. Okay, that's where I'm at, and I'll just keep on trudging along. Well, I just came in to get a glass of water and realized I haven't eaten lunch or anything yet today. So I'm gonna have a salad. I used some of my hummus and mixed with sour cream for my dressing, and made a bunch more of these copper wire staples. All right, so I'm gonna sit down and eat this. I have about a half hour until the kids get home, and then we'll get back at it after we do after school snack. All right, well, it's 5:30. I'm calling it quits. Hubby's in making supper for the kids. Well, for everybody. So I did manage to get the ground cover on. Sorry, chickens are making weird noise over there. This one I'll have to kind of finagle around these. I didn't bother putting the wood chips. The bugs out here are atrocious. So I got this one pinned down. So I'll just have to add the wood chips to the aisles and go around this a little bit. And then my next lane will start here, and it'll start like back here. So that'll go back to that second bed, and then I should be able to extend all of these. So I'll have about a 2-foot pathway, and then I have about an 18-inch pathway in between. I pulled out this bed and weeded this bed, and I pulled out this bed, but the bugs are too bad. I haven't started weeding it yet. I'm going to rake up these leaves I was using as mulch and put them in with the chickens. They like digging through them. So we'll see what the weather's like tomorrow. I don't know if I'll be able to get out here tomorrow, but I should be able to get out here Sunday. And gosh, if I could get the rest of this weeded Sunday, I think we'd be in pretty good shape. So we're getting there, and I'm loving how this looks. Love it. All right, thanks so much for hanging out with me today. Have a great day. Say bye, Maddie.